Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. We have a rainy day up here in the Northeast, but we're gonna get into a nice install of the Prinsu roof rack to go on my 3rd generation Tacoma. A nice and little unboxing assembly. We're gonna be mounting a 40-inch Heretic Studio light bar on it, and we're gonna just go through the install on how to put it on the truck and install everything, and should be a fun day. All right, so here's what the box is gonna look like. You're gonna have everything that you need to assemble the rack inside the box. Looks like all your hardware bags. This looks like your weather stripping, your noise weather stripping there. And looks like the sides of the rack right here, and as well as your crossbars down here. So it should be a little nice install. We're gonna install it. We'll build it first, you know, install my accessories onto it, and then actually get into installing it on the truck. All right, so here's everything laid out. Your front wind deflector piece, it's gonna mount to the silver crossbar. So we're gonna get into mounting that and what kind of hardware we're gonna be using out of the bag. But here's everything like laid out, not put together. Your crossbars in the middle with your 2 side pieces. That's basically how this thing is gonna go together. All right, so this is what you're gonna be using to mount the wind deflector piece to your silver crossbar. This is the stack up of the hardware it's gonna look like. You're gonna have your screw with your washer and your slide-in piece that's gonna retain it all. And Prinsu actually includes this thread locker to use on it, because before the original design was a locking nut, a locking washer to hold it all in. So now they've switched it up and went to this route. So this is gonna be your stack up. It looks like there's gonna be 10 of them all the way across. It's gonna mount to your silver bar. So this silver piece is gonna slide in, looks like into your rail, and that is gonna be how you're gonna be mounting this on there. So this is what it's gonna look like. Roughly space out your retainer pieces to match the holes on the wind deflector. And then you're gonna Loctite your screws and just screw it in. They're all Phillips head screws. All right, all the screws are started in there now, and it's all about flush to the ends of the silver crossbar. And now we're just gonna snug them all up. Alright, so here are the screws you're going to be using to mount the wind deflector piece with your silver crossbar to the actual side of the rack. Now I'm going to be using the 2 frontmost holes here. Make sure you put your Loctite in the threaded holes on the crossbar, and you're going to be using this for hardware, the bolt and the washer. I'm going to go through the hole and mount that piece in on both sides. So 4 bolts in total, 2 on each side. So we have the rack basically built. I got the light bar brackets installed, and you can get these from CBI or the Prinsu store, and these are pretty much specifically made for this light bar itself, as well as this rack being designed around this light bar. So these brackets will come with the hardware you need to mount them to your crossbar, which I have mounted all the way up front here. And then you can just use the factory Heretic Studio brackets that come on the light bar to mount through the CBI bracket. And I kind of eyed it up, left everything loose and tightened everything down. When we get it on the truck, we'll actually point the light and get everything in place. So you leave everything loose. All the crossbars are loose, but I've snugged up the ends. So the front crossbar here with the wind deflector on, I've snugged those up on both sides, as well as the rear. So that should be it. So now the next step should be getting it mounted onto the truck. Alright, so now we're on top of the truck here, and as you can see, we are pulling the weather stripping off the top of the roof so we can find our holes and drill into the weather strip, pre-drill our holes so that we can mount the rack in the locations of the factory roof rack holes that are on all the Tacomas. So once you expose the inside of this, you're going to discover obviously the tape and these covers slash plastic stuff that's over the holes. You're going to need to remove this because your holes are here and then down there. And once you remove that, you will expose your holes, and we'll be marking where our holes will be on the weather strip so we can pre-drill that. So that way we're not splitting up the weather strip. We're gonna go right through it. So here is what the holes will look like once you expose them, and obviously you can see that they're threaded inside there. What we're gonna be doing when we mount this rack and our hardware, we're gonna silicone in there so there's no leaks. Keep the water and whatever else out. And when we're gonna be cutting this, well, not cutting this, but marking the weather strip to be roughly where your holes are, so we can pre-drill those and mount the rack right on top of that. Alright, what we're doing now is we are just pre-drilling our holes. See, they're all marked. We're going to use a larger bit to finish them off. Yeah, so it's much easier to flip the weather stripping over and drill from the back side as well, to align your holes a little bit better. Alright, so now the rack is on the truck, and one thing you guys want to do is cut these sections for your spacing of your holes, so you can put the spacer down over your threaded hole so this rack sits tight and low on the truck, okay? And just leave everything kind of loose and just iron everything up, and then just snug it all up once it's all uniform and looks good. Alright, so here we have the Prinsu rack fully installed on the truck. And you can see I've mounted some accessories like the Rome Adventure box, and you can see the Heretic Studios 40-inch light bar. Overall, sleek design, trial tested and proven. Great quality overall. Wind noise, 0 to none. I know a lot of people complain about that. I have not noticed any crazy wind noises or anything that could really annoy me on the rack. Here I have a CVT awning, the 55-inch version. It's the smaller end of the version. I also mounted it with the CBI brackets. Here's the top view of the rack, and as you can see, I have my awning mounted on my driver's side with the CBI Prinsu awning brackets, And basically how those work is they just mount into your rails system using the key slots. Be 4 bolts in total. That mounts the bracket and you can position them wherever. Obviously you can move your rails wherever. I have mine mounted like this. So 2 of those, as well as the CVT awning mounted. Here's the Rome Adventure box that I have mounted on top of the Prinsu rack. This thing's fantastic. I'm actually going to do a full review on that box and explain how I mounted it to my rack and explain like what kind of gear and supplies I'm using with it. I'm also going to do a review on the CVT awning. I think everybody needs to see that and how cool that thing is with the LED strip and how it serves me camping. And one of the craziest things is this light bar is just insane quality. I'm going to give another shout out to Heretic Studios. I run all their lights on this rig and I can't be more happy with the quality of that light. It's super bright and actually fits this rack perfectly. So I'm using the Prinsu/CBI light bar brackets, and those mount right on your rail system again, and then just bolt right into your light bar. Hope you guys enjoyed this upload on this install of the Prinsu rack to the truck. I've had some, you know, time with it on the truck. I've experimented with it. This quality of the rack is perfect. Obviously, you guys know CBI, Prinsu. That's probably one of your most well-known name racks. If you guys go with any other brand, it will suit you well, just as good. And I can agree that, you know, mounting all the accessories and having the rack is definitely extremely helpful. As I've already stated, I'm going to be doing a review on the Rome box, specifically how I mounted it to the rack, as well as a review on the CVT awning. I think I can get maybe 1 upload in for both, or maybe 1 upload just on the box and then 1 on the awning and maybe the tent, which is also coming very soon. I want to thank all the new followers to the channel. Please remember to like and subscribe, because we have a lot more content coming. I know I promised you some adventures with the truck, and that is coming very soon. But overall, content to look forward to is the complete CVT Freedom Series Rainier tent review, the Rome box and how I mounted it review, and the CVT awning. Okay, there's content coming from all kinds of different directions, especially with the adventures coming up. I promise you it's coming. And once again, thank you to all the new subscribers. Please like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know how you feel about the rack. Will suit your needs. If you guys have any other suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Take care. See you guys later.